Hello, hello, and welcome back to another arcade build video. I know they're going on a little bit, aren't they? Don't worry, we're getting sort of in the home run now. Right, on the last video, you remember that I actually put on this vinyl graphic here onto the control panel. Well, it's been 24 hours since I put it on wet, and yeah, I'm pleased to say it's gone on really well, actually. I don't know if you can make it out on the camera, but you can sort of see all of the impressions there of the sort of holes that I have to cut out to get the buttons and the joysticks all fitted back in. So a little bit of work I've got to do there, but overall, yeah, it seems a shame to cut into it, doesn't it? It looks really, really quite nice. Now that was from Rockstarprint, which is on eBay, and I've left links before in the videos. Now I've been in email communication with the guy that runs it, a guy named Paul, and he suggested that he will do a slightly different design for the Marquee, because you will remember, those of you that follow the channel, that the original Marquee sticker or vinyl that I bought, I made a mistake. I got the size wrong for some reason. It must have been at the end of a long day, I reckon. So obviously I had to order another one. And yeah, he sort of said, well, I'll tell you what, you know, I'll do another design with obviously the Star Wars logo in the middle and a TIE fighter and a X-Wing fighter, or maybe the other way around. And so that's going to be different. Cost of just, I think that was £7 delivered. So I mean, that is, you know, that's a good price. So thanks for that, Paul. So that's on its way. And in other news, I haven't even opened it yet, but the Perspex has turned up. So we're going to be having a quick look at that in just a minute. But before I do that, I think I just have to very carefully go along and cut out all of these little apertures with a blade, and I'll speed it all up for that, so you don't have to suffer the time that it's actually going to take me. So that's my next job. So there you go, that's all of the little circles cut out. I've still got the ones to do here, which are the sort of bolts, aren't they, for the... I'm not quite sure what to do on those, whether to cut them out completely or just do a little cross and try and get those in. We'll have a look at those in a little while. So what the job I've got to do now is obviously to put all these switches now back in and try and sort of tighten those up, get them all central again, which, yeah, it's a bit of a job, isn't it? That was the only sort of problem really with sort of taking them all out. But I did have this idea in the back of my mind, which is why I sort of, when I ordered the blue and the red different switches, so you've got the light side and the dark side. Wasn't quite sure whether I was going to go ahead and do a graphic, but that was in the back of my mind when I originally sent off for this pack from China, and also the fact that they light up blue and they light up red. Right, okay, so this is my next task. I'll stop the camera, I won't bore you with this. I think what I'm going to do now, actually, I think we'll have a look at that sort of Perspex plexiglass, because I'm a little bit intrigued and a little bit sort of worried really to find out how good it actually is. So I think we'll do that bit next. Okay, so here we go. The place I ended up getting the acrylic from, I'll leave a link in the description as I always do, but I'll hold it up to the camera. Don't know if you can see that. Trent Plastic Fabrications in Lincolnshire. And for the two pieces, there we go. I think I'll hold that in front of the camera. Ended up paying £17.58, and my instructions to cut the acrylic into two. And as I mentioned before on the last video, for those that follow the channel, you need to shop around, because I did find that some of the suppliers, not so much the ones on eBay and things like that, I can't remember if I found these on eBay now, I did so much searching, but some of the suppliers actually wanted to charge you a fee for cutting the sheet down. Whereas this supplier said, well look, as long as you buy, I think it was a 50 by 50 centimetre sheet, you know, we're quite happy to cut it down for you. So there should actually be two pieces here. There should be a 50 centimetre by 40, which is the screen bezel, and then a 50 by 10, which is going to be the marquee. It's rather nicely packed, isn't it? I like these little corner protectors here. I'm only seeing one piece at the moment. No, I'm sure there's two in here. Oh, there it is, it's stuck to the back. Got to be a little bit worried there. Oh, there we go. So, Acrylic, is that Acrylic? Okay, so that's stuck on there. Now then, like I say, these are my two sections. There we go. And this has got the actual, I don't know how we're getting this on camera, I want to stay on camera. This has got the protective layer on it. Now then, this section here, which is the marquee section, because this is going to be covered by the Marquee Transfer, what I'm going to do with this, which was, Sean suggested this right on the one of the very first videos when he actually made me the marquee light. He suggested that it would be easier for me, instead of trying to buy frosted Perspex, and I did come across this, right, if you try and buy two different sheets of Perspex, like a sheet of clear and then you want a little tiny bit of frosted, it tends to cost more because you have to buy a certain section and they cut it down. So Sean said, look, why don't you get a clear piece and simply then get some sandpaper or an orbital sander and you know, sand it over, so you can then diffuse it as much as you like. And that's what I intend to do. So this one here is all going to end up getting scratched by the sander. Wow, but I just wanted to see how clear this is, and this is looking pretty damn good. I think we're getting this on camera. Wow, that is excellent. Yes, look at that. Oh, actually I'm made up. I do say that acrylic is clearer and purer than glass. I don't know about expensive Pilkington glass and stuff like that. Wow, look at that. There you go. This takes me back to my physics days at school. You remember we used to rub these to get the static electricity on the old Van der Graaf generators. But look at that, can you see that you just can't, if I hold it up to the camera, absolutely, completely clear. So I'm not going to take the cover off of the large sheet, but this one is going to be scratched up. It's going to be completely ruined, really. So there you go. Next job will just be to check to hold this actually fits the cabinet. Especially as I've cocked this measurement up once before. This looks a little bit more like it, doesn't it? Oh, please. Hopefully I haven't cocked it up. Right, I'm going to change camera angles. I'm just going to hold it up to the little marquee light and make sure it fits. Just bear with me. So, the moment of truth. This is 5mm, by the way. You can see that. I chose 5mm because it's not really a lot of difference in the cost, but it's a lot stronger than 3mm. And oh, it's just, can you see that? Look. Wow, look at that. I'll tell you what, I was going to screw that, as in screw it, not as in kind of screw it, do you know what I mean? But do you know, look, that is so tight, that's going to hold itself in. All I need to do is to get some edging strip, put some edging strip top and back, and jobs are good, isn't it? Jobs are good, and oh, it's actually really pleased with that, and that is perfect. So, assuming that the other sheet is also 50, so that's also going to be a little bit tight to go in. Might as well offer that up. Let me just zoom out a little bit. This is where I lose the focus, so I might have to restart the camera, or maybe not. I do apologise, this camera does lose focus if I'm not careful. So, what do we reckon? It fits! How about that? Well, I say it fits. Obviously that needs to go up there, that needs to slide into that little slot. It's a bit, okay, not quite sure how I'm going to get, oh hang on, maybe. It's a little bit, there we go. Got to mind my cabling. Oh, it's tight. It's really tight, it's like me, it's squeaky tight. You ask the missus. Oh dear, it is bloody tight, but oh, there you go. So that can screw into the back there, and then that can go down. I've still got the joystick underneath there, so I can't. And basically, when I let go of it, it's going to drop. That's going to sort of slide forward into there. Well, how about that? I'm well pleased with that. That's another thumbs up for that's Trent Plastic Fabrications. Trent Plastic Fabrications, absolutely perfect. Done me proud, and perfectly clear, nice and solid piece of Perspex. And be careful here. Oh, this is where it all goes wrong. So I'm just take that joystick out for a sec. Really? I'm waffling along here, I do apologise. There you go. How about that? Oh look, even though it's all in white, that is looking bloody excellent. Fantastic. So, well pleased with that. As I say, jobs are good, and look at that fit. I couldn't have asked for a better fit. I hate having to cut down Perspex. Have you ever tried cutting Perspex down? You can't use a jigsaw because it melts the actual Perspex. You try and use a knife, it shatters. Absolute nightmare. So there we go. Got quite a few bits to do now. Got to get on and put all these buttons back in, get those all configured. Oh, thanks for the guy on I don't know who it was on the last video. Someone come back and offered, told me about another program, another actual mapping program for the buttons in Hyperspin, because I was having a little bit of trouble getting these two buttons here and these two buttons here to actually turn the wheel. I find that when I was using the joystick, it was working, but it tends to have a slight delay effect when you want to stop spinning the wheel with all the games on it. So it works better on the buttons. But I can't remember your name, sorry, you wasn't a regular commenter, but you did give me a little something to try, so big thumbs up for that. Right, enough waffling, getting on and do some work. Next time I'll start the camera, all of this will be back as it should, and then I can start thinking about mounting that acrylic. And then once the acrylic's mounted, I'm going to try and make myself a little bit of a bezel. And some people do it with masking tape and they spray it around with sort of matte black paint. Yeah, I don't know. Yes, I know. I've got some ideas actually. I've got some ideas just to make up a little bezel there to sort of fit around the 4x3 format screen. But that's all coming up later on. But for now, I'm going to stop the camera and get on with some work. Pizza. Delicious. No, I'm not stopping for lunch. This is the first thing I'm actually quite disappointed with that I've sent off for. This pizza box, I've removed the address, was how this tea moulding arrived. And I'm actually not that impressed with it. I've just literally sort of opened it, and as you can sort of see, some of it is slightly bent over. There's some, looks like sort of fracturing there. As we go round, once again, this is all kind of bent. There again, it looks sort of bent on the corner. I did notice that some of it is slightly pinched. And yeah, I'm not actually all that impressed, to be honest. I noticed some of it was actually peeling away at one point. I've never used this stuff before, but I kind of imagined it would be a little bit better than this. This almost looks like a kind of a sort of an offcut. It almost looks fairly sort of scratched up. And there we go. Can you see that? Look, it's like kind of flaking off, isn't it? The chrome effect, and it's actually not I know it's got a slight... at first I thought this had a complete kind of, you know, polyurethane covering, but it does have a sort of a thin piece of covering, as you can see here, that is coming off. But that doesn't cover the bits that are sort of slightly damaged. So, yeah, I'm not really impressed that it arrived in a pizza box. So I think I'll be contacting these people, and I think they can have this back. You know, I don't want to put this onto my arcade cabinet, something that's already kind of bent about and damaged on the edges. I want something that looks quite good. So unfortunately, that's a bit of a foul. That's the first thing I've ordered that is below standard, in my opinion. So I'll be emailing them, and I won't be recommending this company, and I'll be returning that. I think that's a bit of a shame. Right, okay, I've been doing a little bit of work off camera, trying to get ahead on this thing, and I've reconstructed the control panel here. I think it looks really nice, actually, you know, with the red and the blue, and yeah, quite a bit of work to pull the buttons back, and then on the wiring, of course, trying to remember which switches go into which buttons. A little bit kind of a guide, I suppose, is the wiring loom, but then that makes it quite that makes it quite hard as well, you know, having all this all loomed up. So once again, you know, in hindsight, yeah, do the actual graphics on the control panel before you put the switches in, because if you have to redo it all again, not so good. But anyway, it's done now, and yeah, I'm very pleased with it, actually. I think that looks really, really nice. Been to the pound shop, look, can you see? So this was one of Sean's ideas, actually, was to use some rubber feet on the underside of the cabinet so that the back is raised up, so the door can open and close, you know, without catching on the bottom of the table or whatever. So that's that done. So now we're going to turn ourselves to the acrylic screen bezel, and obviously that's clear, and that's just that's a white plastic sheet. Looking around the back, I don't think I'm going to do anything too complicated here. I think I'm just literally, I don't know how much you can see. Can you see that when it comes up? I think I'm just going to get it at the right height, drill it, and just put a couple of screws into the what would have been the speaker panel. And then on the front here, so just get this the right height, and just a couple of plastic blocks, and maybe a couple of screws at the bottom there. And you know, because I've used the 5mm sort of Perspex, it's quite firm in itself. It's not going to sort of bow around. So I definitely recommend the 5mm over the 3mm. What else can I say? Oh, the new Marquee graphic, the vinyl has turned up. I haven't opened it yet, as you can see. So that's from I'm getting Rockstarprint on eBay. So obviously we're very pleased with the graphics. Other things, the T-moulding that I wasn't particularly happy with in the pizza box. Well, yeah, I contacted the seller and basically kind of said, you know, come on, what you playing at? You know, you sort of sent this in a pizza box, for Christ's sakes, and it's all cracked and damaged. And it was good as gold, you know. They said, okay, really, really sorry. Yep, they refunded me instantly. About 11 quid, I think it was, and they refunded that instantly, which is kind of good. I wonder if they've had other complaints, to be honest. So I've got to send that back. I'd said I'd send it back, even though PayPal said don't worry about it. But I said no, I'm going to send that back. So I'm going to post that back to them, and then I just need to get some more T-moulding. So on the subject of the T-moulding that's going to go around the edges there, I contacted the guy that made the cabinet, Richie's. I think it's Richie's Bartop Arcades. I'll leave a link in the bottom of the video, and he's actually now got a Facebook page where he shows all of his designs, and it's really quite interesting if you're in, you want to buy an arcade kit. So I contacted him and said, where can I get this sort of T-moulding, because I've obviously bought some T-moulding and it's not very good. And I think it appears that he probably imports his in bulk from America, which is probably not going to be work out economical for myself, because I need only about sort of 10 foot of it. So I'm hoping that someone's going to come back and tell me where I can get some in the UK. So if you're watching this video and you've made your own arcade machine, or you're in the process of making your own arcade machine, because I know there's people following my videos now that are making their own machines along with me, and I think that's great. And there's people on Richie's Facebook page, because I've left links to my videos, that have come back and said, yeah, great, we're following the series and we're making arcade machines ourselves. So if you guys know where I can get some decent, T-moulding that will fit, which is, I think it's 3/4 inch for 18 mil, yeah, let me know. Leave something in the comments. Let me know. And as I say, I'm going to sort of send off. And also, welcome to the videos. Yeah, welcome from Richie's Facebook page. As I said, I think there's 15 or 16 videos now. I did leave a link to the playlist. They're all playlisted, so you can go through all of the series. And the reason I sort of, when I did these videos, and I know they're quite long-winded, so I do apologise for that, but because I've never built anything like this before, I wanted to show everything, kind of as it happens in long play, and also illustrate all of the mistakes that I'm going to make. Because if you're coming along behind me, you can learn from my mistakes and think, why the hell is he doing that? Oh, if I'm on my machine, I'm not going to do that. It's too complicated. I'm going to do this instead. And that's great. And if you see an improvement, if you see something that I've done, which I'm sure you will, and you'll think, no, that's not right, leave it in the comments, yeah? Put it in the comments. No, Fred, what you should have done was blah, blah. Because in the future, because I'll leave the videos up for pretty much forever, so in the future, people coming along will see what I've done, read your comment, and then they'll learn from it. And that's the whole idea of the experience, is that everyone learns by everyone's mistakes. Because even my own build, looking back on my own videos, I can now look at things a bit like that rear door that I made, and I cut the rear door. I look at that and think that's a bit messy. You know what I mean? I think if I had the time again, well, I'd try to work around that. So that's that's the idea of the videos. There's 15 videos in. I don't know how many he's going to run to. Probably about, I don't know, 20 videos or something in total. Masses of video. Yeah, and it does take quite a bit of time. But everyone, of course, is welcome. So there we go. Right, so I'm waffling on again, aren't I? So yeah, I think my next job now is to get this bezel mounted. Once it's all mounted, I can then sort of take off the protective screening here, and then work out how much of the screen I need to mask off, so that it just looks like it's an integral monitor like you would have had in the day in the arcade. So right, stop the gums flapping, get the fingers working, let's get some work done on this.